Okay, here we will see that the bit instruction which are examine if closed, examine if open, and output energize. The basic instructions how they are going to be used in a PLC ladder programming, and we will see that the data table, what they indicate, and how the data table looks for a particular input and output. So here we have a simple program by using this input instruction examine if closed and another one examine if open in series, and when the other output instruction which is OTE. We will see that how this program can be done in a PLC ladder logic programming by using a simulator. We'll see that in this the table we have the status bit of the instruction that is also given. For this examine if closed instruction, if the status bit is 0, then that instruction is false, and the status bit is 1 means the instruction is true. And then the next instruction which is examine if open, where the status bit is 0, it indicates that that instruction is true, and if the status bit is 1, that indicates the instruction is false. And for output energize, if the status bit is 0, the instruction is false, and the status bit is 1 means the instruction is true. We will verify these how the status bits will be 1 and 0 by this simple programming, and we will see the conditions, or we are going to check these conditions when two inputs are given in this way, and then the output will be obtained in this way. So we will verify how these things are be done. Okay, here is a simulator where I am going to use this particular two switches as inputs, and this particular output where we have connected a LED or a pilot lamp to indicate that if the LED glows, it will glow in a color. So we will use a bit instructions where we can see here this is a examine if closed, and this instruction is examine if open, and this instruction is output energize. By using these three instructions, we will look into that how we are going to examine all those different conditions, and then drag and drop here, and then output we will place it here. So here we will give an addressing for these two instructions by I'll give an address of this first switch to this one, and then second switch to this one examine if open, and then output address will be given to this. Okay, after this we need to download this program to the PLC. So I'll download this program to the PLC, and now it has been downloaded, and keep the PLC in run mode. And now we will go for the condition checking. The first condition is where this input bit status of this, both the input bit status are 0. We are going to set the input status or the bit status of those inputs as 0, and we will see that what will be the output status. So we will do that. So here we have keep that PLC in run mode, and now we'll go for the data tables, where the data tables, like we have input I1, which is you can see that in this we can see that particular input status where we have connected to the 0 and 1. So look, 0 and 1, when we close and open those switches, it will be 0 and 1. That case, if we close the switch, that will be 1, and if you open the switch, that will be 0. Like that, the switch bit status will be stored in this input image table file. So this is the input image table file where we have connected our input to this input 1, where the terminal 0 and terminal 1 are used for these two switches to examine if open and examine if closed. So in that case, these two input switches are 0. Our case 1 is both the instructions, the input instructions bit status is 0, the 0, and here the one more, the terminal number 1, that is also 0. And if we go to the output status, so we will see that in the output, so this output O2 0, so that is here O2, the 0th bit, that is 0. So we have got this condition number 1 where both the input instructions are 0 and 0, which is in the examine if closed it is false, and examine if open it is true. So since we have connected in, there is no logical continuity, so output is false, so that output energize that bit will be 0. And now we will check with this condition. We will close the switch number 1 and we will keep open the switch number 2, and we will see that what happens to this output energize status bit. Okay, we will close the switch number 1 here. In that case, now the output status bit which is connected to this output 2 0, which is 1 now, means which is energized. So we'll go and check with the input table where, so this input 1 0 which is 1, so this table, in this input image table which is updated as 1, means that particular input switch is closed. And now we will go on checking with the third condition where both the switches are closed. Okay, if switch 1 is also closed and switch 2 is also closed, we will see that the how this output will be changed. So now this input first one is also closed, and now we'll close this second one. Now we'll check with this input 1 0 is 1 and input 1 1 is 1 here. Both the input image table in this file, both the bits are 1, and now we will see that the output, so here the output is 0 in this case. Here you can see here the output is de-energized. And same thing we'll go and check with the another condition where the first switch will be open and the second switch will be closed, and we will see that what happens to the output. Here we'll open this switch and now go with the input. Here the second switch is closed and then first switch is opened here. And now if we can see this in output, here the output is 0. Here this output is not energized. In this case we can see that this examine if open and examine if closed instruction can be used to do the programming in particular application by using these basic bit type of instructions.